Hello everyone. Today we will tell you about the Selye stress model. I will start this presentation first and then we will continue with Merve, Rukiye and Hafize respectively. So, I'm starting. Firstly, presentation topics. Hans Selye biography, Hans Selye stress models, and general adaptation syndrome. Hans Selye. I will talk about Hans Selye. Who is Hans Selye? Hans Selye is founder of the stress theory and Professor Hans Selye, a Hungarian endocrinologist. Hans Selye is the first scientist to provide a scientific explanation of biological stress. Selye began to develop this theory about the effect of stress on people's ability to cope and adapt to the pressure of injury and disease, which later became very famous. He revealed that attrition, not stress itself, hurts us.
Hans Selye stress models. He found that many of the findings shown by patients were related to their body trying to respond to the stress of being sick. He concluded that stress plays a role in the development of each disease and that situations where stressors cannot be dealt with will lead to adjustment disease such as ulcers and high blood pressure. Selye's accepted definition of stress in the most general sense is the body's non-specific response to events. A notable component in Selye's definition is non-specificity. Selye's description includes stress factors that lead to both drunkenness and pain. Both drunkenness and painful changes create the same stress response in the body, as they require adaptation. Adopting the right attitude can convert a negative stress into a positive one. In 1936, endocrinologist Hans Selye conducted experiments on mice. He investigated the effects of new hormone and expected that by injecting ovarian extract in laboratory rats, hoping to observe how this hormone affected them, the organism would undergo a change that could not be achieved with a known sex hormone. Ferreler fell ill and bleeding ulcers formed around their stomach. Despite being bad for rodents, Selye was delighted because this fit the picture she was looking for. Finally, Selye was shocked by an insight. Maybe it's not what was injected, but the process of injecting. In other words, the mice got sick because the whole procedure was so stressful. And so a new idea was born. Stress is bad for your health.
General adaptation syndrome. Selye described the three-stage response of the body in stressful situation as general adaptation syndrome. According to this rule, the organism's response to stress develops in three stages: alarm, resistance, and exhaustion. In this table, we see distribution of the stress level according to the periods. Alarm period. The beginning of the stress. During the alarm period, the body reacts to changed situation. The stress factor is stimulated by the hypothalamus pituitary system and the autonomic sympathetic system. In this first phase of stress, the resistance is lower than in normal times. Later, the body activates its defense resources, and if these defensive reactions are successful, the alarm stage begins to fade and the body returns to its normal activity. For example, we went to a party, but we have some social anxiety. The body starts to show some reaction in this situation. The body starts to sweat, the heart starts pump a little faster. All of these when exposed to fight or flight. stressors organism fight or flight response. The summer adrenaline release in the organism during this reaction increases solidity, breathing becomes faster, blood pressure rises. In this process, sometimes death occurs within a few hours if the stressor is too strong for the organism to withstand.
Resistance period. If defensive reactions towards self-protection are not successful, if stress continues, body activity and resistance begin to increase, and this increase continues for a while. The greater the resistance, the weaker the body's defense. Eventually, serious physical symptoms such as allergies, high blood pressure, diabetes, ulcers, atherosclerosis can be seen. These physical symptoms also reduce. Exhaustion stage. This stage is the result of prolonged or chronic stress. Struggling with the stress for a long time can drain your physical, emotional, and mental resources, where your body no longer has the strength to fight stress. You may give up or feel that your situation is hopeless. Fitting symptoms include tiredness, combustion, depression, anxiety, reduced stress tolerance. General adaptation syndrome, GAS, is a process that the body is subjected to when responding to stress, whether physiological or psychological. Thanks for listening.